Do you ever think about the mood that you carry when you're cooking food and how you feel about feeding yourself and how that affects how the food nourishes your body? This is a little excerpt from the Undiet School where I'm going to share with you how to really step into nourishment from a place of self love.
Of how to step into your kitchen, into your relationship with food. And that is to look at it as something that you embrace as an expression of creativity and nourishment as self love. If we do not choose to step in with a sense of adventure and creativity, and we don't see food as something that we prepare for ourselves as a form of self love to provide for this temple that we've been given by the Creator, then I don't know, I can't see how this can go very well, right? Because if you do not step into this thing called nourishment that we have to do, that we don't have a choice unless you're a breatharian, then anything we step into with a negative attitude or a laissez faire attitude about or feel resentment around, that never goes right. It never leads anywhere but overwhelm and lack and, well, ill health, essentially, right? Because the energy with which we cook our food, that energy is in the food. It's really, really important to create a space, a sacred space in your kitchen where you're acknowledging that you are providing for this beautiful body that you have that is taking you through life, that you want to be healthy so you can continue to go through life and live your purpose. It really has to come from that place. So the love needs to go into the food, the creativity, and like feeling like nourishment is self love and self care. And then also using meal times as an opportunity to create connection with family, friends, and community, and give your time and energy in service to that. And doing it with friends and family, right? We don't have to do it all. We have to stop thinking that it's all up to us. When we're tired or overwhelmed or running low on time, instead of feeling like we are forced to slave over the stove, we can have other things that we can do. Like, for example, we can invite our partner to cook with us or ask them to do the dinner that day, or your kids. If you have teenagers, they can actually cook meals. And just really like getting creative. For example, when my children were young, I used to have cooking dates with my friends. So we would make a whole bunch of food and then split it. And then we both would have food for the week, and we got to have fun cooking together and just connecting with one another. You can have potlucks in your home instead of making it like when you have to cook dinner for people. It's like you have to clean your whole house and you have to do all the work, and then when everyone leaves you have to do all the work, right? Stop doing your social life like that, and instead invite friends to come over and have a potluck, and where you all share food together. And of course, you're going to have to invite some friends to be part of your transformation, because unless it's going to be your eat up day, then you can eat whatever your community eats, right? Because we have to have fun. We have to have connection with friends and family. And we don't want to use food as something that comes between people, but as something that brings us together. And of course, that has to be in moderation. You want to be the example to your community of how to be healthier, and not be the other way around where your friends and family are dragging you down and stopping you from being the healthiest person that you can be. That's why I personally believe that we don't want to look at being 80-20 as like 80% healthy foods, 20% unhealthy foods in our kitchen, because there's too much that happens meals outside of the kitchen. My way of making it 80-20 overall is that you're 100-100 in your kitchen with natural whole foods that are low carbohydrate. And then when you go to friends' houses or eat out, that's your 20%. And that has served me well for now over 10 years. And I don't feel deprived at all. And, since I have been eating this way, I have eaten more pleasurable foods than I ever ate before when I was not eating low carb. Because then you do have to worry about your weight because you're eating so many carbs. It's causing weight gain. Now I can make all the comfort foods and treats that I want and keep them low carb, so they're not stimulating insulin and they're not causing fat storage. So as far as I'm concerned, this way of eating is definitely more pleasurable. And once you embody it and transform your kitchen over to this way of eating, and you know how to make all these treats and comfort foods that you've always loved, why would you go back to eating in a way that makes you unhealthy and inflamed and overweight when you can have all the same pleasure in food and more with foods that are healthy and support you to maintain your weight for life? All right, we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.